Hello and welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to be discussing a gift that I received from one of my viewers and fellow YouTubers, and I'll also be offering stamps to give away to you lot. Essentially it's stamps that I have in my collection that are from countries that I do not collect, so therefore I don't really have any vested interest in them. So I've sorted them into glassine envelopes and I'm going to put those on display, and essentially all I'm asking is that if you would like any of these, then to get in touch with me via email is probably the best way of doing it, so it's all in one place. My email address is in the description of this video, and just give me a list of which countries you want. I would say if you'd list maybe between 3 and 5, because it will be on a first come first served basis. Some of the envelopes have quite an abundance of stamps, others are a bit thin on the ground. There might only be half a dozen stamps, but we'll go through those when I come round to that part of the video. But first up, now, I received a message a couple of weeks back from John at Philatelovely saying that he had something to send me in the post, and yesterday this wonderful item turned up, and it's this book from 2002, and it's entitled Queen Elizabeth II, a Jubilee portrait in stamps, and now it was brought out by the Royal Mail to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of the Queen. So this was brought out in 2002. We've got a Machin here on the cover with 50 gold, obviously 50 years. And basically it's a fascinating and really nice, well presented book. There's also a couple of inserts. There's these what at first I thought were actual postal envelopes, but they're not. They're actually just cards. But they do rather interestingly say this souvenir sheet has postal validity, and they all have a unique number stamped on the back of them. So there's oh, that design there with the lion. That's fantastic. So you got the 3 crosses in the background there. You got St George, St Andrew and St Patrick partially in the background, and then this rampaging lion here. So this is for 25th anniversary of the coronation, so that would have been 1978. Silver Jubilee 1952 to 57. Again, this souvenir sheet has postal validity, so I wonder if you could have used these as postcards. And again, they've all got a unique number, so I'm not sure if these came with the book. I really don't know. But yeah, John had included these. That's another nice one there with the 77 for 1977. I was 6 years old at the time of the Silver Jubilee. I remember it vividly. There was a lot going on at school. We wrote letters to the Queen, and we got a letter back from one of the ladies in waiting. And we all had our coronation Silver Jubilee coins. The Silver Jubilee coin with it had the Queen. I think she was riding at the Trooping of the Colour on the image of her on the coin. I've still got it somewhere. It's tucked away, probably in a box up in the loft. Yeah, so there's those, and then there's this. This obviously came with the book. And then we've got a set of stamps that were issued in 2002. And they've got that Jubilee Weekend London 2002 cancellation in gold over the little miniature sheet there. It actually looks like a bit like a booklet pane rather than just a sheet. But again, oh, look at that. This document is one of an edition limited to 5,000 to accompany the book. So the book itself is a limited edition of 5,000. So thank you very much, John, for sending this. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I've had a good leaf through this. I've been reading this today. Broken down into different decades. So the 5 decades coming into the 6th decade for the new century for the Queen. But yeah, it details all kinds of things. We've got a bit of royal history. We've got, then move on to the introduction of the penny post. Introduction to the Wildings, the coronation stamps, Commonwealth, some of the icons of the Queen's reign, the castle stamps, the high values. It's a nice picture there of Queen and Prince Philip with young Princess Anne and our now King Charles sat reading a book. But yeah, absolutely beautiful book. Got some the Empire, Wembley, George V commemorative there, the first British commemorative. Some of the designs here for David Gentleman, the absolutely stunning 25th anniversary of the Battle of Britain. One of my favourite sets, that by David Gentleman from 1965. Got the Concord stamps from 1969. Concord obviously now long gone. But you can see there it's got David Gentleman's name attached to that one at the bottom. But yeah, Concorde, the first supersonic passenger aircraft, capable of flying to New York in about, I think it was about 3 hours 15 minutes from Heathrow. Its biggest failing was it wasn't allowed to fly over rural parts of the world due to the sonic booms, which affected its sailability. So there was only ever a limited range of Concords built, and they were all run by British Airways and Air France, and they only had very limited corridors of activity. Yeah, it's a shame really. I mean, it was very expensive to run. It could only carry around about 100 passengers. Got the Churchill, the passing of Winston Churchill stamps there. He was given a state funeral. 1965 when he passed away. I think he was 91 when he died, Churchill. That's the investiture of Prince Charles as the Prince of Wales in 1969. Those are the stamps to commemorate that. The title of Prince of Wales is generally bestowed upon the firstborn son of the current monarch. Since Charles took the crown, Prince William is now the Prince of Wales. And we've got things here. We've got the regional Machins, and we got them moved to decimalisation. Wedding there, Princess Anne to Mark Phillips in 1973. Entering the EC, Britain's first real entry into Europe. Got the Silver Jubilee and the Coronation set, both beautiful sets there from 77 and 78. I really like the Coronation set. The Silver Jubilee set were based on the George V Silver Jubilee issues from 1935. But yeah, an absolutely stunning book. I'm not going to go through every single page, but needless to say, death of Princess Diana there in 97. It was a bit of a wobble for the Queen there. She didn't really read the mood of the country very well. She was in Balmoral when Diana died. Charles and Diana at this point had already separated and divorced. But it was Charles who went to recover her body from France and bring her back to the UK. The Queen remained in Balmoral and remained tight-lipped. There wasn't really a statement from the palace, which was deemed... It was kind of frowned upon by especially by the press. But our new government at the time, under the leadership of Tony Blair had kind of his finger on the pulse, and he kind of urged the Queen to return to London and to issue a statement, which she did. Diana had died on the Sunday, and I think the Queen returned to London on the Saturday. The Friday. It was Friday evening. If you've ever seen the film The Queen, starring Helen Mirren and the fabulous Michael Sheen as Tony Blair, that film details that particular storyline. So absolutely cracking film. For films about the royal family, I put that as probably one of the second favourite. My favourite being The King's Speech. The story of George VI overcoming his stammer to be able to speak in public. Absolutely fantastic film with Colin Firth and Geoffrey Rush. I'd urge you to watch that. It's an absolutely heartwarming story. You know, really well done. Anyway, so that's that fantastic gift from John at Philatelovely. Now, John posted a new video yesterday on YouTube, so go and give him a look. I'll post a link to his channel in the description of this video. So go and hit up John's YouTube. He's not a prolific video maker, but at one of the round table chats on Stampex with Richard Philatelist and Graham from Exploring Stamps, we discussed just basically jumping in, and John was quite keen to do so, and he obviously has already. He's already uploaded his first bit of real content. He does quite a lot of shorts, but this was his first, I think, long form video, and it's essentially the introduction to stamp collecting. So yeah, go and have a look at his first video and give him a like, give him a subscribe if you like what you see. And yeah, thank you very much, John. I really do appreciate this. I messaged you yesterday when I've got this, and you know, thank you again. So right, I'm going to move that to one side, and then we're going to make a start on these stamps that I have to give away now. Yeah, they're not in any particular order. So I've got a South America mix. Now, I don't have any real collections of anything from South America, so it's just a random smattering of Brazil, Nicaragua, Peru, Chile, They're from all eras. I don't know anything about the stamps. Please, these stamps here are all, take them away, do what you want with them. Don't ask me about them, because I don't know. I don't collect these stamps, and I'm not interested in them. Hence why I'm putting them out there for somebody to make some use of. So there's a South American mix. Like, there's varying amounts of stamps in these glassines. So if you select more than one, so like I said earlier on, it's first come, first served. So if you select maybe 5 countries, expect to receive maybe 2 or 3 of these glassines. So if you email me with your choices, your 5 choices, and don't forget to leave me your postal address, and then I'll get these out into the post over the next week or so. So I've got Portugal, again, a country I have no idea on. This is again all eras, random smattering of Portugal. We've got Egypt, not very many of those. Again, from different eras. I could have put those under another category, but I'll show you that when I come around to it. Got Belgium, again, not a great deal of stamps, but you know, these may be of use to anybody who collects Belgium, or is just starting out and wants those. Japan, again, not a great deal of those, just a few of those. But again, I have no idea on Japanese stamps. France and colonies. There's quite a selection of France in there. That's quite a chunky little envelope. There's some of the Marianne stamps in there. I don't know anything about France stamps, so that's another one. Pakistan, again, multiple eras there. I don't know anything about those. So George VI there with an overprint. Looks like it's an India stamp with a Pakistan overprint. Don't know anything. Israel. Again, no idea. So we've got India, quite a few of those. Quite a few of George VI on those. These are across several eras, I believe. But I don't know anything about them. Yugoslavia, not very many of those, just a handful. Poland, again, just a random mixed bag, not a great deal of content in there. Spain, quite a mixture in there over the different eras. Again, don't know anything about Spanish stamps. Sweden, again, several eras covered by that selection of stamps. Finland, not a lot in that one. Malaya, there's quite a few in here. This is Malaya and Malaysia. This has got quite a few George VI issues in here. One thing I will say, if it's an ex-British Empire country, then there will be no Edward VII stamps in these. I will have kept the Edward VIIs, regardless of what country it is. Because, as you know, they're my favourite stamps. Switzerland, not a great deal of those. Greece, got a random collection of those. Mexico, there was enough of those to put them in an envelope on their own, so I didn't put them in with the South American mix. Hong Kong, only a handful of those. But yeah, varying eras. We've got some of the Queen on there. I don't know how far back they go. Singapore, these seem a lot newer era, but don't know anything about them. Italy, quite a selection in there. Yeah, there's quite a selection that goes over several eras, I believe. Jamaica, again, going back to George V there. Republic of Ireland, a random selection in there, no idea. New Zealand, there's quite a selection of those, going back to George VI. But yeah, probably guess there's about 20 to 30 stamps in that one. Romania, just a handful of those. Is that, we covered that. Spain, yep. Then we've got an Africa mix. This is a bigger collection. So this is Nigeria, Libya, Kenya, Ghana. That's one of the bigger bags, so maybe if you select that, that's probably the only one you'll receive. And then the other one, I've loosely labelled it as Caribbean, but it's not just Caribbean, it's other areas around there. We've got Bermuda, Grenada, the Grenadines, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, various other islands, Montserrat. So yeah, like I say, if you want any of these, just put that email together. What I'll do, let me see if I can get them all here. Get them all lined up. So yeah, if you drop me an email at JohnCollectsStamps@gmail.com. Now, one thing I'm going to add to the description of this video is the Buy Me a Coffee page. Now, this is purely for donations. It's to help assist with the running of the channel and to offset any funds for things like postage, and eventually hoping to get myself a better camera. There's no obligation to click on it and make a donation. You know, I understand these are austere times for many people, and you might not have that extra couple of pounds or whatever to spare. But if you do, and if you feel that the content is worthy enough, or that the cause is great enough, then yeah, if you click on that link, it'll give you the opportunity to tip me the price of a cup of coffee. As I said, no obligation whatsoever. If you selected some stamps from here and you don't buy me a coffee, no big deal, not a problem. It's like I say, it's there for people who want to and are able to. So yeah, there's no expectation on my part, and as I said, no obligation. The channel will always remain free. I will never put a paywall in front of it. The content will be free. The giveaways will continue. Hopefully, if you know, I do get some monetization from like things like AdSense or other means, even the Buy Me a Coffee, I can buy some nicer things to show and even give away, you know, in the long run. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'm enjoying my week off. I've enjoyed going through those stamps. It's been something I've been meaning to do for such a long time. So yeah, I'm glad I've done that. I've still got a couple of envelopes of just random world mixed, and I've got so many unsorted British stamps as well, just in huge glassine envelopes with probably 500-600, maybe 1,000 stamps in. And I don't really want to cut through them, but I know that I will, and just get them all squared away. And again, I might give some of those away as well as part of my giveaways. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll have another video up at weekend. It'll probably be relating to either the Netherlands ongoing collection, or maybe a little more on the German stamps and how I'm faring with sorting those. I made a start in my previous video, and yeah, I got some nice feedback on that, and you know, those stamps are absolutely amazing. The colours, they look like they were printed yesterday. Some of those stamps, they're absolutely amazing. I know they're not from the nicest era of history, but as works of art and something from that time, for them to be as immaculate and as vibrant as they are, I think it's quite amazing. So anyway, enough of me waffling. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you've not already, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified when new content arrives. And you lot keep well. Enjoy the spring as it's coming along. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.